Welcome to World Rare Coins. If you've ever wondered what rare treasures could be hiding in your change jar, you're in the right place. From valuable pennies to forgotten silver dollars, we uncover the stories, secrets, and surprising values of America's rarest coins. Top 1 today, we're diving into the story of one of the most talked about coins in modern American history, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a quarter, right? But hold on, this coin is far more than loose change. It's a hidden gem, a collector's dream, and in some cases, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So sit back, listen closely, and you might just discover that your coin jar holds a little piece of American treasure. Let's go back to 1999. The United States Mint launched the 50 State Quarters program, a bold and brilliant idea to honor each U.S. state with its own unique design on the reverse of the quarter. Delaware, fittingly, was the very first state to be featured. As the first quarter in the series, the Delaware coin holds a special place in both numismatic history and collector hearts. The design is powerful in its simplicity. It features Caesar Rodney on horseback, riding to cast his vote for independence in 1776. That ride wasn't just historic, it was heroic. Rodney traveled through a thunderstorm and over 80 miles on horseback to secure Delaware's vote for the Declaration of Independence. The coin commemorates that legendary journey and stands as a symbol of courage and patriotism. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin more than just historic. Let's talk about what makes it rare and valuable. You see, millions of Delaware quarters were minted in 1999. So in everyday condition, these coins are common and usually worth face value. But there's a twist. Some of these coins have minting errors, unusual imperfections that occurred during the production process. And these errors? They've turned ordinary quarters into extraordinary treasures. Some of the most sought-after errors include double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. But the most famous error on the Delaware quarter is the spitting horse error. This nickname refers to a die crack that makes it look like the horse on the coin is spitting. It may sound funny, but collectors take this error very seriously. The spitting horse error is subtle, but when it's found in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can be incredibly valuable. But that's not all. Some Delaware quarters have been struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning they were accidentally minted on blanks meant for other coins like dimes or foreign currency. These wrong planchet errors are rare and can command eye-popping prices at auction. And here's what makes this coin truly exciting for collectors. It was the first in the entire 50 State Quarters series. That alone adds historical and sentimental value. Combine that with a unique error, high-grade condition, and you've got a recipe for a coin that's not just collectible, but extremely valuable. Collectors all over the world are on the hunt for these rare Delaware quarters. The thrill of discovering one in your change or tucked away in a forgotten coin folder is what makes the hobby so exciting. You never know. You could be holding something that seems small but is actually worth a fortune. And speaking of fortune, let's get to the number you've all been waiting for. If you happen to find a 1999 Delaware State Quarter with a major error, like a clear spitting horse die crack or a rare wrong planchet strike, and it's in top condition, that little coin could be worth as much as $86,000. Yes, you heard that right. $86,000 for a quarter you might just have lying around your house right now. So what are you waiting for? Grab your coin collection, check your spare change, and take a close look at those 1999 quarters. Look for sharp details, unusual markings, and any signs of minting mistakes. And remember, condition is everything. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are always more valuable. Top 2, we read diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket change right now. The United States Florida State Quarter from 2004. At first glance, this might look like just another quarter, 25 cents, silver-colored, and something you'd barely glance at before tossing it in a vending machine. But don't be fooled. This coin could be hiding a secret. And if you're lucky enough to spot one of the rare error versions of this Florida quarter, you might be looking at a coin worth a jaw-dropping amount. So don't go anywhere, because by the end of this video, we're going to reveal exactly how much the rarest versions of this coin have sold for. And let's just say, it's the kind of number that will blow your mind. Let's start with the basics. In 2004, the United States Mint released the Florida State Quarter as part of its iconic 50 State Quarters program. This program ran from 1999 to 2008 and celebrated each of the 50 states with a unique quarter design. The Florida Quarter honored the state's rich history, featuring a Spanish galleon sailing along the coast, an image of an Apollo space shuttle heading into orbit, and the words "Gateway to Discovery." It's a beautiful coin that pays tribute to both Florida's role in early exploration and its key place in modern space travel. The design captures the spirit of adventure and the unknown, a fitting symbol for a coin that just might be one of the biggest sleepers in your coin jar. Now, what makes this coin stand out in the world of collectors isn't just the design, but the rarity and the minting errors that have turned ordinary Florida quarters into priceless treasures. While millions of Florida quarters were minted for general circulation, not all of them were created equally. Some quarters came out with minting mistakes that are so rare, collectors are willing to pay enormous sums to get their hands on them. We're talking about off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal. These types of errors are usually caught before coins leave the mint, but occasionally, a few slip through. And when they do, they become instant collector's items. One particular type of error that has made the Florida Quarter incredibly valuable is the double die error, where the image appears slightly doubled because of a misalignment during the minting process. This can result in the text, such as Florida or Gateway to Discovery, appearing twice, slightly overlapped. It's subtle, but to trained eyes, and especially to collectors, it's pure gold. Another rare error involves quarters that were accidentally struck on planchets intended for other coins, like dimes or foreign currency blanks. These wrong planchet errors are extremely scarce and can be worth serious money because of how rare and visually striking they are. Even the condition of the coin plays a major role. Coins that are in mint state, especially those graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services, are far more desirable. Combine a rare mint error with a high-grade condition, and you've got yourself a once-in-a-lifetime find. Now imagine this. You're sifting through a box of old change, maybe something passed down from a relative or just a random stash you've been ignoring for years. You pick up a Florida Quarter from 2004, flip it around, and something about it looks different. Maybe the design looks doubled. Maybe the metal looks strange. You decide to do a little research, maybe even get it professionally graded. And then, boom. You find out you're holding one of the rarest Florida error quarters ever documented. Now comes the moment we've all been waiting for. Just how much could one of these rare error Florida quarters from 2004 be worth? Are you ready for this? A rare error version of the 2004 Florida State Quarter, in pristine condition with a documented minting mistake, has been valued at an astonishing $84,000. That's right, $84,000 for a single quarter. Not bad for something that most people would overlook and spend without a second thought. So if you're a collector, or even just someone who likes the thrill of the hunt, don't underestimate the coins you come across every day. That small, ordinary-looking Florida quarter in your pocket might be hiding a secret worth tens of thousands. Top 3, we're zooming in on a coin that most people have seen, but few have truly examined. It's part of a historic series, yet it hides secrets that only a sharp-eyed collector would ever notice. We're talking about none other than the United States of America Guam Quarter from 2009. Yes, you heard that right, Guam. The unincorporated U.S. territory with a rich cultural legacy and a fascinating coin to match. Now you might be asking yourself, how can a coin minted just a few years ago be worth anything more than 25 cents? Let me tell you, this particular quarter might just shock you. Because beneath that modest shine lies a potential gold mine that let's take a closer look at in 2009. As part of the U.S. Mints District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarters program, 6 quarters were released to honor areas that aren't states but are still part of the nation. Guam's design featured an outline of the island, a sailing vessel known as the Flying Prow, and a latte stone, an ancient Chamorro cultural symbol used in traditional architecture. It's a beautifully detailed piece that proudly celebrates Guam's indigenous culture and maritime legacy. But here's where things get exciting. While millions of these coins were produced for circulation, not all Guam quarters are created equal. Some have minting errors so rare, so specific, that they've become legendary in the numismatic world. Now, let's talk about what makes some of these Guam quarters extraordinarily valuable. First, we have what collectors call the double die error, a mistake that happens when the coin is struck more than once slightly off alignment, causing the text or images to appear doubled. Imagine seeing the word Guam or the details of the island outline slightly duplicated. That's not just a mistake, that's a jackpot for collectors. Then there are the off-center strike errors, where the coin design is not properly aligned, leaving part of the design cut off and part of the blank planchet showing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value, especially if the date is still fully visible. Another rarity is the clipped planchet error, where part of the coin is literally missing because of a mistake during the cutting process. These kinds of errors are incredibly eye-catching and can send collectors into a bidding frenzy. That let's not forget wrong planchet errors, where a Guam quarter was accidentally struck on a coin blank meant for a dime or even a foreign coin. These are extremely rare and often verified by professional graders like PCGS or NGC. And here's the kicker. Coins with these kinds of errors that are also in mint state condition, we're talking MS67 or higher, skyrocket in value. These are the types of coins collectors dream about, because not only are they rare, they're visually unique, historically significant, and almost impossible to find in the wild. Now picture this. You're going through your spare change or an old coin jar, and you spot a 2009 Guam quarter. It looks a little strange. Maybe the outline is off. Maybe the lettering looks doubled. You do a bit of research. Maybe you get it professionally graded. And then you realize you've struck gold. Literally and figuratively. There are only a handful of these error Guam quarters out there, and they've become one of the most sought-after coins from the U.S. Territories series. So what kind of price are we talking about here? Well, I hope you're sitting down for this, because one of these ultra-rare, mint-error Guam quarters from 2009, in top condition and verified by experts, has been valued as high as $81,000. Yes, you heard that right. $81,000. For a quarter that most people wouldn't even look at twice. So the next time you see a 2009 Guam quarter in your pocket, don't just toss it aside. Study it. Check for signs of doubling. Look for anything off-center or irregular, because that little coin might be worth more than a car, more than a year's salary. It might just be a piece of American history hiding in plain sight. Top 4 were uncovering the secrets of a quarter that many people pass by without a second glance, not knowing it could be the key to an incredible payday. Today's spotlight is on the United States of America Homestead Quarter from 2015. And if you think a coin from just a few years ago can't be rare or valuable, think again. Because hidden among the millions that were struck, there are a few rare gems, strikingly unique coins with errors so unusual, they've shaken the world of numismatics. Be why the end of this video. You'll find out how this humble homestead quarter could be worth as much as $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. So keep watching, because what you learned today might just change the way you look at every coin in your collection or in your pocket. Let's start with the story behind the coin. The Homestead Quarter was released in 2015 as part of the United States Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program. This series, which ran from 2010 to 2021, celebrated national parks and historic sites across all 50 states and U.S. territories. The Homestead National Monument in Nebraska was chosen to represent the spirit of early American settlers and the importance of land, independence, and resilience. Now, the design of the coin itself is full of symbolism. On the reverse side, it features a modest frontier home, complete with 2 water pumps and a bundle of corn, representing food, shelter, and water. These 3 things were the foundation of survival for homesteaders. The details are sharp, rich with texture, and they tell a quiet but powerful story about the people who built this country. But as beautiful and meaningful as the design is, what has really grabbed the attention of collectors across the country are the minting errors, those rare production mistakes that make a regular coin become a numismatic superstar. Let's break it down. The U.S. Mint produced more than 400 million homestead quarters, which makes it seem like this coin would be common, and yes, most are. But among those hundreds of millions, only a tiny handful were struck with bizarre and valuable errors. The most famous among them? The extra snow on the roof error and the extra water pump errors. These aren't just ordinary double strikes or simple blemishes. These are distinct, identifiable die varieties. Collectors refer to them by specific VM numbers or unique listings in error coin registries. In some cases, there's what looks like a strange white blob on the roof of the cabin, an unintentional design artifact that resembles a clump of snow. In others, there are coins with extra water pumps, where it looks like the pump handle was duplicated, sometimes even appearing like it's floating or layered over the background. There are more than 120 known die varieties of the 2015 Homestead Quarter, and new ones are still being discovered. Some coins show extra windows on the house, others display doubled corn stalks, and a few even show an extra pump that shouldn't be there at all. These are real minting anomalies, not post-mint damage or wear. And that's what makes them so fascinating. Collectors love error coins because each one is like a fingerprint. No 2 are exactly the same. They carry the mystery of how they made it through the mint's quality control process and the excitement of knowing you're one of the very few who hold one in your hand. But here's where it gets really interesting. If you happen to have one of these error coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher, the value can rise dramatically. Add to that a major error variety, like a double die or wrong planchet, and the coin transforms from collectible to legendary. There are even reports of homestead quarters struck on dime planchets, resulting in undersized coins with missing parts of the design. These wrong planchet errors are among the rarest and can fetch serious money from collectors who specialize in major U.S. mint blunders. Now imagine this. You're sorting through your change one evening, not thinking much of it. You spot a 2015 quarter with that classic cabin design, but something looks different. You notice something odd on the roof, maybe an extra pump or a strange blob on the side. You do some digging, maybe even get the coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A few weeks later, the results come back, and it turns out your quarter has a rare error in mint condition, and it's been verified. You just struck gold. Now, let's not kid ourselves. Most homestead quarters will only ever be worth their face value, 25 cents. But among them, just a few are hiding in plain sight. They're the rare, error-struck survivors that made it through production, into circulation, and now into the hands of collectors who recognize their true worth. And just how valuable can one of these coins be? Well, buckle up. Because one such homestead quarter, featuring a significant error and preserved in pristine condition, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $79,000. That's right. A simple coin that most people wouldn't look at twice. A piece of modern pocket change. And yet, in the right condition, with the right minting error, it becomes a collector's dream worth more than some luxury cars. So here's your mission. Start paying attention to your change. Don't let a potential treasure slip through your fingers. The next great discovery might be sitting in your coin jar, waiting for someone like you to spot it.
Top 5, we're diving into the incredible story of the 2010 Hot Springs Quarter from the United States of America. This coin is not just another piece of spare change, it's part of a historic series. And if you know what to look for, it could be one of the most valuable coins in your collection. So make sure you stay with me until the end, because we're going to reveal a price tag that will absolutely blow your mind. Let's begin with a bit of background. In 2010, the United States Mint kicked off the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that would run for over a decade and honor national parks and historic sites across all 50 states, 5 territories, and the District of Columbia. The very first coin in this remarkable collection, the Hot Springs Quarter, representing the Hot Springs National Park in Arkansas. This park is the oldest federal reserve in the United States, even older than Yellowstone. The coin's design pays tribute to the historic bathhouse and natural hot springs that gave the park, and the city around it, its name. On the reverse side, you'll see the facade of the Hot Springs National Park headquarters building with a fountain in the foreground. It's a small, elegant design, but what it symbolizes is grand: healing, history, and heritage. But here's where the story gets really interesting. While millions of these coins were minted and distributed across the country, only a tiny fraction have become highly sought-after treasures. The secret lies in rare minting errors, those fascinating flukes in production that create unique coins, often by accident. And believe it or not, some of these Hot Springs quarters with the right combination of errors and pristine condition have become incredibly valuable. Now, if you're new to collecting, you might be wondering, what kind of errors could make a coin so valuable? Let's break it down. Point 1 of the most desirable errors is the double die, which occurs when the die used to stamp the coin design shifts slightly, causing a doubled appearance in parts of the image or text. On the Hot Springs Quarter, that could mean doubled letters in Hot Springs or a ghost-like doubling of the fountain or building outlines. Another major error collectors hunt for is the off-center strike, where the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. This results in a design that appears shifted to one side, leaving part of the coin blank. The more dramatic the misalignment, especially if the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. Then there's the clip planchet error, where the coin appears as if a bite has been taken out of it, caused by overlapping metal strips during production. Add to that the extremely rare wrong planchet errors, where a quarter design is struck onto a blank intended for another coin, like a nickel or even a foreign coin, and you have a truly one-of-a-kind specimen. But it's not just errors that matter. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting. A coin with a known error might only be worth a few dollars if it's heavily worn, but if it's graded by a professional service like NGC or PCGS as MS67, MS68, or higher, that's when the value skyrockets. We're talking mint state perfection that almost never leaves the mint floor without blemish. Now, let's imagine a perfect storm. A 2010 Hot Springs Quarter with a dramatic double die error. It's perfectly struck, the luster is flawless, and the coin is preserved in near-perfect mint state condition. Maybe it's been sitting untouched in a coin roll since the day it was issued, or perhaps it's hiding in someone's old coin collection, just waiting to be discovered. This kind of coin isn't just rare, it's exceptional. And exceptional coins attract the attention of collectors from all around the world. These are the types of coins that get auctioned, that create bidding wars, that end up showcased in prestigious collections. And now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. You're probably wondering, just how much could a coin like that be worth? Hold on to your seat. Because a 2010 Hot Springs Quarter with a major minting error in pristine, professionally graded condition has been valued at a staggering $75,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $75,000. For a coin that most people overlook, toss into a parking meter, or drop in the bottom of a cup holder. So now, ask yourself, have you ever come across one of these? Maybe it's in a roll of quarters you got from the bank. Maybe it's been sitting in your drawer for years. Maybe it's waiting to be discovered in your kid's coin jar. The truth is, these coins are out there, and someone is going to find them. The question is, will it be you? Take a moment today and check your change. Look closely at every 2010 quarter. Search for any doubling in the letters, strange marks on the building, off-center details, or irregular shapes. And if you find something that seems odd, don't dismiss it. Research it, get it evaluated, and you might just discover a life-changing piece of American coinage. And if you loved this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the next big coin discovery. We're constantly uncovering the secrets of the coins we use every day, because as you've seen today, what looks like just 25 cents might actually be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and as always, happy collecting.